Hello there, welcome back. We are taking on the Shadow Dragon Saga Infinite Dragon Ball History for the first time. It came out about 24 hours ago my time. I did the recording kind of immediately. We have the 8 phases, and it seems that no one disables dodging in this stage, so I kind of like that. It means you can kind of take your dodging units and test them out all the way through. So yeah, keen to take the the Great Giant Ape Power. I always get them mixed up. Giant Ape Power team into this event. As you can see, I do have in Vegeta already at full level 10 links. If you'd like a showcase of that, there'll be one somewhere linked somewhere. It was the last video I did, so it shouldn't be too hard to find. And everyone is at level 10 links, all bar the friend, which is all good. So yeah, this team has not a whole lot of options. The Shadow Dragon Saga sub leader that Gogeta has obviously helps with that. Oh, by the way, the reason I'm obviously taking this team is for the missions. I would like to take my Rainbow Super Saiyan 4 Bardock, however his passive needs 4 crossover, whereas, pardon me, Gohan, who I would argue is better defensively anyway, only needs 4 Giant Ape Power to be damage reduction, to have his damage reduction active, I should say. Bardock won't be able to activate his passive on this team that I've chosen to run because he doesn't include himself. There's no way I'm letting the LR rotation go astray. That's just too much fun. I could have probably benched Broly, but then I'm taking off a crossover to put a crossover on. He still wouldn't have his passive active. So yeah, ultimately I've chosen to go with Gohan and Broly as the other rotation, but what I'm probably going to do is just flex everything around. I do think that Super Saiyan 4 Gogeta's best position is probably floating, especially after his passive leaves, the extra 40% to attack and defense and the 4 key. Especially because he doesn't link very well with Gohan, who is kind of my first slot merchant. Actually, we'll see how we go here. I'm going to keep them on rotation together, which is not what I wanted to do, but we want to push Goku off so he can get on rotation with Vegeta as soon as possible. Just get that rotation firing. But I don't even know if we probably could. We could type effective as we would be anyway. It just means we're a little bit extra defensive. But obviously, the big thing that this team does more than any other team is potentially counter supers. Hopefully we get really lucky. Even though I pre-record the gameplay of these, I usually do it intentionally without paying too much attention, so that when I am doing this recording, it is a little bit of a surprise to me, if that makes sense. So I am kind of commentating as I see it. Gohan will probably finish this off. Vegeta, if not, will certainly. And there is a little bit of support. Keeping in mind as well, everyone on this team gets 1 key and 20% attack and defense from Vegeta, unless you are Super Saiyan 4 Gohan or Super Saiyan 4 Broly, in which case you get 2 key and 40% attack and defense. So yeah, in an ideal world, would probably be. It's a shame because Gohan's, yeah, I like the idea of just floating the Gogetas off is too annoying when their passive is active, because you want to make the most of that. That just I was going to swear. That bullshit, fuck it, I will swear. That bullshit damage that they do when they're super effective in full types, like a 2.8 mil here, he's just going to shred these health bars away. Like 2 health bars straight out. I mean, Broly, his passive as well, this is obviously his best team, because his passive is dependent on Grade 8 power category allies, because then he gets that additional attack with the potential of it being a super. Now you can, but you really shouldn't be putting Broly in the first slot, because he gets all of his stats on super. The fusions, so basically the Vegito and the 2 Gogetas, actually even Goku and Vegeta themselves as well, they get all their stats, or they get extra stats on super. So their best position will also be the 2nd or 3rd slot, which is probably the weakness of this team, if there is one, is that there aren't enough units that enjoy kind of counter. That quite a big flash, but I don't think it's enough. No. Okay, come on. And he hadn't suited, so it's really more damage than I'd like. Yeah, another the weakness of this team is that Gohan is really the only like surefire first slot unit that you've got with the damage reduction that he has. It's confirmed so far, at least, because it didn't happen on JP. It's at least confirmed that that Giant 8 or the Int Grade 8 GT Vegeta does not easy A yet, which is a shame. If he could somehow maybe support, even if it's just for key, and like maybe stack defense or even reduce damage himself, just someone that we can throw in that first slot would be really, really good. Again, maybe a side product of that being, or problem from that would be that the LR Super Saiyan 4 rotation is harder to do, I guess. So, for whatever reason, that's happened twice. Ooh, skip it. There we go. Yeah, sorry about that. But yeah, so this team unfortunately won't get too many buffs, I don't think, either, unless we get maybe like a grade 8 Vegeta. Which actually is probably a good case scenario. Like a Saiyan Saga grade 8 Vegeta. 3.9, honestly. The Super Saiyan 4 rotation is so good. They're both 55% by the way as well. Can't wait to get them to 79% and throw some gold skill orbs on them. But yeah, maybe like a Saiyan Saga grade 8 Vegeta with Saiyan Pride, Saiyan Raw, Prepare for Battle. Obviously, if he can be an LR, it'd be even better. Then you could have him being a pretty good linking partner with Super Saiyan 4 Vegeta. Move Goku onto the rotation maybe with Super Saiyan 4 Gohan, and then float all three fusions. That would be maybe a nice kind of king build. And if that grade 8 Vegeta that I talked about from Saiyan Saga could be somewhat, you know, ideal in that first slot. Actually, I wouldn't mind Gohan getting stupid here, just to see how strong the enemy is or how hard he defends. No, maybe 4.6. That's with the active skill, obviously. I'm not going to wait on the active skills. I want to kind of utilise them while the passive is built. And there's the 5 dodge. Just for your consideration. Alright, so I like this rotation. For whatever reason, I'll just do. Disables attack reduction. I might use Goku's active skill here. Because of the type advantage, but no, I don't think I will. No, we'll just leave it for now. They don't really matter when you use them, those active skills. Actually, in fairness, you actually probably want to wait on Vegeta's active skill. 3.9 technically. Another thing with Broly as well, although we missed his supers and we're not going to get the stat raise, we kind of technically still have 2 other chances to raise his stats with the passive additional and then hopefully the hidden potential. So he's going to do at least 2 normals before the hidden potential, which is a high chance of it going off. There we go. So that's the passive one. So yeah, he raises his stats. Beautiful. And we've got type advantage all over the board here. See, now that the passives have run out, they don't get the 4 key. So this is where it kind of gets tricky. I'm going to leave mine on rotation just because I like to use my own. And another thing is you kind of want to try to tee it up so that you've got STR and AGL orbs all over the field for Goku and Vegeta next turn. Specifically Vegeta more than anyone, because his defense only raises in 24. He's not getting the counters, the super attack counters, which is annoying. Yeah. That's really frustrating. I really wanted to see them. But that's okay. I'd love to see maybe his max, well that's maybe a video I might do later, his max counter stat, which obviously you'd want to do that, and if you haven't checked it out, go check out his 55% level content showcase. Right at the beginning I do his max attack stat, and spoiler alert, he hits like 6 mil, and that's to have the World Tournament Vegito for Fuse Fighter, and support from both passive and
the real fight begins now.
And super attack in first
no
slot.
one can stop me
Vegeta
now.
in the middle slot, and then all the other links activated except for Shocking Speed, Piper, GT, Super Saiyan 3, Goku. Shocking Speed doesn't give a touch, that's fine. And yeah, with the active skill, all the rest. So I'd like to do that, and then hopefully counter a super, because obviously he raises his stats on super as well. I reckon he could push over a mil quite easily. Now since recording this, so I was just thinking about that then. Now since recording this, I have pulled one more copy of Gogeta, so he's sitting at 69%, and I think that'll be me done. He now has an additional chance, which is what I was hoping for. So what's that? 3.8 with a little bit of support at 18 key. Obviously fine. He's going to do a lot of damage to Nova here. He's obviously active for a crit before, which is Jesus. Nova didn't even get a look in. Alright. I think we still have to leave this rotation up and running. It's not what I want to do, but just given the enemy placement, and frankly I can't trust the super attack at the moment. It's not been friendly to me. I guess it's worth considering like the chances that they all have. I'm pretty sure everyone's got a 30% chance, and when I say everyone, I mean Goku, Vegeta and Vegito. I think they've all got a 30% chance, whereas Gogeta's is at 50%. So it probably could be maybe throwing him in the second slot there. But actually that'd probably be worse anyway for the key for both Broly and Gohan, but well, I don't think it is. Curious to see how much damage Ice Shenron does here though. 2.4. See, when you Broly's, I don't want to say he's inconsistent because that sounds like a negative kind of word to use, but yeah, we'll pop this. Should we? Yeah, why not?
Guess there's no need to play games.
Yeah, Broly looks inconsistent because I guess supports make such a difference to him. And the reason that is because obviously his passive stats come about on super, which means they multiply into everything that comes before it, support included, which I'll be honest also kind of means that links have a much higher effect. Ooh, this is every link active for Goku. Awesome. We'll see how this goes. I wasn't even thinking about that. .6 for a 12 key super. Pretty healthy for Vegeta. And crits, 5 crit, it's going. Oh, 420, 420, as you might want to call it. 4.2 mil. No additional bummer. And that wasn't even 24 keys, so he's probably going to be a little bit higher than that, especially when Vegito's on turn, because he also gives Kamehameha, which is the 7th link that Vegeta doesn't activate outside of the 6th that he does. Alright. Okay. I think I'm going to pop an item here to loosen the rotation, seeing as Sin Shenron has locked them into place. I don't need the health, but yeah, we want to flex it out. Gohan has to go in that first slot, he just does. I'm going to leave him on rotation with Vegito now. Float both Gogetas, I think that's the way to go. Because then Gohan will be extra defensive with the support, plus the damage reduction, so it'll kind of snowball a little bit. And then Vegeta in the second slot. Both Gogetas floating means they're going to have their max defense before they even get attacked. Ooh, here we go. This is tough disadvantage as well. That's fine. That is perfectly fine. For an SSR who doesn't raise his defense and super or anything like that. So yeah, his Gohan's good. Very good. Considering he also stuns and everything like that as well on super, if the enemy allows it. Shame he's not Shadow Dragon Saga. Oh, it's a shame that those equips that they're giving us daily aren't for grade 8 power as opposed to Shadow Dragon Saga. I'd like to kind of deck out, especially Broly with an attack skill orb and Gohan with a defense skill orb. That'd be very, very handy. Very handy. Start off with probably just attack. Yeah, probably just attack. Alright. He's doing a little bit of damage to Vegeta even though he's top of range, but again, Vegeta doesn't raise his stats until he's on an 18th. So that's where he's going to defend best, which is probably the one flaw, for lack of a better term, with the LR Super Saiyan 4 rotation, is that if you're getting a few attacks in that very, very first position, it can be testing. That being said, they do kind of... You're not getting it. See, he took more damage than the Super Saiyan 4 Gohan did, and he'd already raised his stats. And not getting those super attack counters, which is what I was about to say. We're getting additional from Boga. Is what I was about to say is the kind of the redeeming quality of the flaw that I just pointed out with the LR Super Saiyan 4 rotation. Now I think we might pop an item because we are getting attacked with type disadvantage at the end there. Yeah, we'll do the Android 8, I think, just to raise the defense of everyone a little bit, because I think this is probably where we're under the most threat. With the next phase being AGL, I believe it is. We've only got one STR unit. There you go, pushing away on the spaceship, pushing 200k. Defense Gohan still got the highest of them all, with 40% damage back, so we're not taking anything. I would like to see him get super though, just to kind of see the difference. He's critting for us as well, which is nice. It's probably fun for him. I do have a level 5 crit for Int, which I'm very tempted to keep Gohan actually, because additional doesn't do anything for him. So yeah, I'm actually thinking after this video I might give him that. Okay, now I'm going to have to pop that. What are we going to do here? I might pop the Sensu Bean to loosen the rotation again, honestly. Yeah, let's do it. Alright, Goku in the front, Vegeta. Yeah, because Vegeta won't even get to super attack here. Oh no, yeah he will, he's fine. Because again, it's only 12 P for Goku, so that's actually perfect. That is actually very perfect. Not sure how to go in the next rotation, but we'll see. Ooh. I'm not getting the counters. This is not good for that. Oh, that stings. I'm pretty sure the defense buff from Android 8 is still active though, so that could have been much worse. Yeah. Alright. They're so good when they're together built up, especially when they're both being controlled through that 1-2 punch is just fantastic. 6. Now remember that we still could be super effective against all types. We have I think it's a 50% chance after his passive wears out. We didn't get it there unfortunately, but there is the chance. Yeah, he does everything. Disables everything. Except for dodging, which is surprising to be honest, but that's okay. Yeah, we'll do that. We have to go you and me to go through all those AGL orbs next turn. I'd like to see him maybe Super Vegito for the Super Attack counter, because we haven't been very lucky yet. Maybe Vegito can come in for us. But the additional super would be nice to raise his defense again. He's alright. So we can see with Vegito. more damage. Literally kind of. What is it, 2.3? So yeah, it's an extra mil plus. No super? No super. Okay, I'm okay with this. I think we might need to pop the item though. But there's enough rainbow orbs there. And enough blue orbs. Yeah, okay, we're good. Okay, I think we're good. I'm still gonna pop it though. Yeah, alright, we're good. Because he's gonna, I think it's 100% raise, so he's gonna be 300k defense. After this, 3.95. And so Goku. Whereas Gogeta's is only 50% raise on Super, and Vegeta's is a 30% raise. Real good. I could even give him another attack with quick actually. Oh, 7 months pummeling, sorry. Burped. Merciful effective against all types, unfortunately, that's okay. We're defending, we are defending. No super attack counter, what is this? We are not getting lucky with A-frames. Oh, Gear's locked, but that is okay. I think we finish off here, actually. Yep. Yep. There we go. And then get the physical orb in the middle. Yeah, we're good. Okay. Cool. Yeah, because I don't think... No, Omega can't dodge, so it doesn't... And we'll go home too. It doesn't really matter, does it? Alright. .9. This should kill actually. I don't know if Vegeta will be needed. Yeah. Beautiful. Oh, I didn't even check the turn counter, but I think it's below 25 turns. I'm sure we were there. I'm pretty sure I glanced at it before, and it was like 16 or 18 or something. I don't think Omega took us that long. Especially with the items helping us out. Could have been a bit hairy otherwise. But I think it's only 12 missions, so we should be all good. Collect them, and I might even do a multi. So I do want the 2 paths because I've got a level 5 gold additional sitting there. I know who would like it. There is one unit specifically that I'd like to put it on. It's the main man, Super Saiyan 4 Gogeta. He'd love a level 5 additional. Obviously it was 55% in this run, but I have pulled another copy, so this would be the second path if I do pull on this multi. Jeez, it's not looking good unless Whis comes through for us. Which I've never gotten the Whis animation actually. I've had a few Zenos and 1 or 2 Goku Black Rifts. Yeah, never a Whis. Negative. Okay, this will be trash, I reckon. Yeah. No, Kefla. I think that's her rainbow. Yeah. Shout out to Gotenks, who is absolutely useless to me because he's rainbowed completely and he can't even be super attack fodder. Alright guys, well I'm going to sign out just to kind of showcase the grade 8 power team, of which I have full level 10 links. They're all there. As you can tell, I love this team quite a bit. They're all my level 10 links in general. There's 53 of them, so if you have a request for a showcase for any of them, leave it in the comments below. Otherwise guys, I will see you in the next one. Bye now.